Welcome to Undrafted Hockey Fan. I'm Brad. Today we are talking about the Anaheim Ducks versus the Edmonton Oilers. And so this is going to be a great breakdown. It's my prediction. If you want to tune in, you want to see all the other series. I did a prediction on all the other series. Go check out either if you're on YouTube, you can go check it out there. If you can check out my podcast, you can go check it out there. They're all listed. I listed the 3 on Saturday, 4 on Sunday, and now it's Monday. We're doing it in one more. So anyways, thanks for checking them out. I appreciate you jumping in. So let's jump right into it. I want to talk about clearly more people are going to be the Edmonton Oilers just because we've seen them so much in the last 2 Stanley Cup finals, and they don't look like the same teams before. So let's jump into the Anaheim Ducks. This is their first time back in the playoffs in several years. And so I want to jump into some of the things that they had done before and kind of where also they landed. So the Edmonton Oilers and Ducks actually both finished with very close in points. 93 points for the Edmonton Oilers, 92 for the Ducks, both in divisional spots. So, and if you're looking at the team who's coming in hotter, Oilers were 6-2-2 in the last 10. Ducks were 2-6-2 in their last 10. So very different coming into the end of the season. So you saw a bit of a fall off from the Ducks. You saw a bit of a hype, run up to the playoffs for the Edmonton Oilers. So looking at the Ducks, a couple of the moves they made prior to this coming up. I mean, of course, they moved off John Gibson this year. So they relied mostly on Dostal, and they were looking to rely mostly on Mrazek, because that was part of the Gibson trade, as well as Ville Husso, who they had the AHL last year. Funny how they got 2 Red Wings goalies, which is kind of crazy. So they did split between 3 goalies, but Dostal took the majority of those starts. He had 30 wins, 20 losses, 4 overtime losses. He did not have that good of a season. He had a .310 goals against average and an .888 save percentage. Not that impressive, to be honest, which is why one of the things they went out to kind of make a splash. The Ducks ended up going out and picking up John Carlson, which I was a crazy move. This is something that a guy who's he was drafted by the Washington Capitals. He was 27th overall in 2008. He's played his whole career there. He had 55 points in 46 games with them. Then he goes over and has very similar production per game, 14 points in 16 games. I mean, this is great, by the way. Good for him. Really nailing it. It's the end of an 8-year deal, which is, again, just showing how the longevity he's had. Yeah, it's just he played 1,159 games in the NHL, and only 16 of them were with the Ducks. I mean, this guy had over 750 points, 770 points with the Washington Capitals. Again, he was in the playoffs so many times. He only missed the playoffs 3 times. Just to give you an idea. So this guy is a huge asset, huge point putter upper. Still 36-year-old, but he's a right-handed defenseman, which is, of course, comes at a premium. They end up trading a 1st-round pick and a 3rd-round pick for him. And then there's a 1st-round pick if they qualify for playoffs. They did. So again, this ended up working out well for the Ducks in this case. And as well, they also moved up Ryan Strome, which is, I mean, it's fine. You move up Ryan Strome, not a huge deal in this case, but it is someone that is, again, you're moving off a guy who you had for this year and next year. But there's some of your center depth that is gone. Just putting it out there. He is gone. And so you got to look at who you have at center. Okay. You have Leo Carlson. Great. He's not going to take that spot, right? Mikael Granlund. You have Ryan Poehling, who you made the trade for Zegras. So Ryan Poehling comes in there, take that spot. Your 4th line spot. Like, is Ryan Strome going to take that spot? Probably not. And definitely Calgary needed that center. He produced 9 points in 33 games. It's not like he was getting scratched a ton, maybe a little bit of injuries as well. Again, it looks like he's doing really well in Calgary. So good on him. They get a 7th-round pick for him. Sick. Awesome. And so move forward with this. We have I want to talk about the Ducks lineup real quick. You have Chris Kreider, 50 points, looking really good. That was a great, move for them. Maybe it's a couple of years ago now. I think it was last year. It's working out really well with him. I mean, you had that. Kreider was moved as well with Trouba. 2 separate deals, but still, they were both moved from the Rangers. Leo Carlson, it's crazy how he could. He has 67 points in 70 games. He does not even have a contract for next year. Yeah, he's an RFA, so he's going to do all right. But I mean, this guy's going to make $10 million plus for sure. Troy Terry did well as well. 57 points, 61 games. So again, almost a point per game player for 2 to 3 guys on the top line. Love to see that. Alex Killorn, more defensively responsible, under half point per game. Then you pick up Mikael Granlund playing center. I mean, that guy's scoring 3 points every 4 games. That's not bad there. And Beckett Seneca, who was up for the Calder trophy this year, which is the Rookie of the Year. I mean, Matthew Shaver's going to win it because he's a defenseman. He's been breaking all sorts of records. Beckett Seneca was a surprise draft pick, by the way. He was drafted in the 2024 draft, and he was picked 3rd overall. And not only was the crowd like surprised that he was drafted that high, Beckett Seneca was also surprised he was drafted that high. I think he was drafted as like a 5'10" or something like that, and now he's 6'3". Again, the guy grew like a weed. Love to see that. And this guy had a great season this year, 60 points in 82 games as a rookie. That is, you love to see that. So again, no complaints there at all. Cutter Gauthier is starting to really break out as well. 69 points, 76 games, phenomenal as well. He's going to get a huge contract as well. I mean, dude, Pat Verbeek has some work to do. He's got to sign Cutter Gauthier, Leo Carlson. I think he's good on. He just signed McTavish, so he's good there. He's gonna have some work ahead of him, guys. Ryan Palin as well, but I mean he's 27, so it's not a big deal there. And then again, McTavish had a decent season, 41 points, 75 games. You'd like to see more out of him, especially for a 2nd overall pick. Was he 3rd overall pick in 2021? You'd like to see more out of him, but again, there's been some issues there. He's been in trade rumors a ton, so we'll see what ends up happening with that one. I want to focus on. So I did the Anaheim Ducks. There are some great young pieces, some good veteran pieces as well. Again, Granlund was a free agent signing this past season. You got the Palin in the Cutter Gauthier trade. Your 4th line is your 4th line, and there's some guys that are going to move in here. Frank Vetrano will make it in there. He took a rest. Ross Johnston as well. Drew Hellison, Owen Zellweger. Like some of these guys are going to be moving into the spots, but just they're. The most recent lineup, they took some guys off to let them take a break. It's not a big deal there. So moving on to the Edmonton Oilers, I want to move over to their trades real quick, and then we'll hit their forward groups. I want to do forward, defense, goalie, and kind of say who would you prefer, and like what do you want in this case? Who wins those sections, right? And so with the Edmonton Oilers, what do they do? The big ones they did, and I'm actually going to go all the way back to October 1st in this case. Of course, they had the Sam O'Reilly, Isaac Howard one, so they get a guy who is more ready to, make a move now. Wanted a spot in the lineup, Isaac Howard, great. Then they tell the Utah Mammoth, hey, if you retain Connor Ingram's salary, we'll take him. Like that's how it's going to be. We will take him if you take on part of his salary. And they did. And so he was making like almost $2 million. The Utah Mammoth held back $800,000. And so that, Oilers got him for 1.15. So he didn't go through waivers or anything, but he actually didn't, right? He did go through waivers. Connor Ingram has struggled with supposedly alcoholism. But looking to make a bounce back and everything, and it looks like it's working out. I mean, like it's working out really well for him. He was a former third round pick for the Lightning, but he's bounced around a lot. I mean, I remember he did a great job in the playoffs for the Predators. He was not the reason that they lost. He did a great job save percentage wise. Nashville just couldn't score. Then you have Arizona Coyotes. I thought I select him there. Again, with Utah Mammoth, again, he's just working his way through, did some AHL stints and everything, but again, really like him as a goalie, and this is a good pickup from them. They also pick up Spencer Stastny from the Predators for a 3rd round pick in December. And then also in December, this is a big one. So they pick up Stastny, and then they trade out Stuart Skinner. So mind you, Stuart Skinner was the last year of his deal. He's been to the Stanley Cup Finals twice. And there's definitely been some issues with Stuart Skinner. Like, there's no doubt about that. But what the Oilers did is say, hey, Tristan Jarry's having a great year. We're going to trade for him and move out Stu Skinner. They also moved out Brett Kulak, who the Pittsburgh Penguins were able to get Sam Girard and a 2nd round pick. And they also moved out a 2nd round pick as well. So they got and then the Oilers got Sam Poulin, former first round pick, and Tristan Jarry. Penguins got Stuart Skinner, Kulak, and a second round pick. Penguins took Kulak and got a second round pick and a really good defensive back. So basically, you're like, it's crazy that they did this, because it's like, what do you mean? Like, what's like, you traded Stuart Skinner, who is in the last year of his deal, making $2.6 million, for an older goalie, Tristan Jarry, who was waived last year, and he still you have him for this year, and you have him for next year, and he makes over twice as much as Stuart Skinner. What are you doing? What are you doing, Stan Bowman? Like, ugh. And then of course you get Sam Poulin, which is great. Like, I mean, cool. How's the guy doing this year? He's mostly played in the AHL for both the Scranton Penguins and the Condors. Oh, by the way, his production dropped by almost half. He's only played 2 seasons with the Penguins. So again, you get an AHL guy. He's now 25, like great former first round pick. Like, he's only played 15 games in the NHL, and he's 25. So maybe it's a money thing, maybe something like that. But anyways, maybe they boosted their AHL team, which whatever. So that's a loss. That's an absolute loss in this case. And by the way, I'm watching Skinner in the playoffs, by the way. Not the best, right? But his numbers, and funny enough, his numbers look really good at the start of his tenure with the Penguins. But now he ended up dropping off with the Penguins as well. Kind of just, hit his, he had 8 goals saved above expected. So he saved more goals than expected, right? But it really just not the goalie that you're looking for. Penguins had a great year this year. So like, I'm putting more on the Penguins than I am for Stuart Skinner. But then you get Tristan Jarry. And again, he had great numbers, and he had good numbers in Pittsburgh, and then he just tanked with the Oilers. He actually had a -4 goals save above expected, which means he let 4 more goals in than he should have stopped. So, and by the way, I'm hitting up goalies right now. I'm hitting up Oilers goalies. We'll go over Dostal and all them over the Anaheim side, but I wanted to flush this out as well, just because it's a big deal, right? Because that's a lot of assets. You're sending out a second round pick. You're sending it it's not nothing. Like I understand you don't need picks right now as the Oilers, but like you send out a third round draft pick for a young guy, right? He's going to be a UFA in Spencer Stastny. He played 36 games, 1 point. Great. You spent a third round pick on that. Again, you send a second round pick, and basically the equivalent of 2 second round picks plus a good player for Jarry and an AHLer, like basically Jarry, who has not been good. And then you get Connor Murphy at the trade deadline for a second round pick, which is an overpay. He played 20 games, 4 points. Like, he's a right-handed shot defenseman, but like, I mean, his production wasn't anything to write home about, but he's more of like, you're looking for him on the PK. He's doing like 2.5 minutes on the PK a game. So that's kind of where you're emphasizing that. You're trying to get some defensemen there. And by the way, this is the worst, almost the worst part about this trade. So they trade for Jason Dickinson, half retained, which is great there. They also trade for Colton Dach, half retained. And Colton Dach, there's in a video going out that they liked Colton Dach because he had some aggression and he was great in the PK. Like, they said he's not his brother, is what they said. Which, hell of a statement, by the way. So, and you also get Jason Dickinson, who had 13 points in 47 games this season, or at the time. Great. Half retained. And you were so desperate to move off the Mangiapane contract that you sent it back. And the way that you're like, to me, like, Jason Dickinson and Colton Dach were not worth first round pick. And even moving off that, Mangiapane was not worth the first round pick. And it says it is top 12 protected. So that is one thing. It's top 12 protected. Great. The issue is that's expensive. That is an expensive contract to move off of. And you're trading a first round pick for that. And you're getting Jason Dickinson back. Fine. And you're getting, let's see, what has he done so far? Like, he had 4 points in 17 games. Sick. Right. And then Colton Dach, I mean, again, you're looking for more on the, like, I think it's a PK side. I think he doesn't have like PK time. He's just more, he's played 10 minutes on 5-on-5. I mean, in the 8 games that he played, he has 4 points. Like, he's a half point per game player in 8 games. You traded a first round pick for this guy. Like, what are you doing? Like, And I did. How much time does Jason Dickinson have? Like, I don't think he's got a ton of time. Again, he played more than PK. That's great. Just like a first round pick's not nothing, guys. Like, I understand, like, if you go to the finals, like, it's basically like a second round pick, but it's not nothing. Like, it's absolutely not nothing. So to me, it's crazy. This is the huge moves, and it's just like, oh, like, dude. So, anyways, we haven't even gone over the forward group for the Oilers, but this is what we're gonna do now. Okay, so you have, of course, Connor McDavid. This is top line, right? Connor McDavid, 38 points in 82 games. Basically a point every basically 2 points every 3 games, or 3 points every 2 games, basically. Over that, actually. You have Matt Savoy, half point per game, great. And then Hyman was almost point per game, but he's injured, right? He only played 58 games a season. Then you have Draisaitl, a point and a half a game, only played 65 games though, 97 points, and that's great. That's amazing. He's got so much time on the ice. Love to see that for him. But is he healthy? He is healthy enough to come back for the first game of the season, or first game of the playoffs. So great there. Nuge, I think you've Kapanen, great, like, older player. By the way, every forward is 6 foot plus besides Matt Savoy, which is crazy. Then you have like Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, 56 point, point every 3 points every 4 games. Jason Dickinson, nothing too crazy right there. Jack Roslovic was half point per game for 1.5 million is not bad at all. Again, Colton Dock, not impressive. Henrique, again, defensively, that's you're looking more for there. More on the penalty kill and everything. And so Trent Frederick, 7 points in 74 games. Brutal. That's an 8-year. It's the first year of an 8-year contract. Jesus Christ. So looking at this, I actually like the depth of the Ducks a lot better. I mean, I like that you have like a McTavish, Ryan Palin, and Cutter Gauthier. And you have like Becca Seneca, you have upside there. You have Leo Carlson, the Troy Terrys. Like, there's a lot of like upside there, and you have the stability of the Alex Killorns, the Kreider, and the Granlund. Again, the upside of the Oilers is great. You have McDavid, Hyman, Leon Draisaitl. But again, overall, I'm not very impressed. I mean, I guess I would pick Edmonton Oilers, but it's not far. Like, it's not as far as you think. I think there's a little more dynamicism with the forward, but of course you have the McDavid factor, right? Like, it's just, you can't, like, it's hard to shut down McDavid. So again, I'm going to go Oilers in this case, but I'm not happy about it. Like, they should have built better around him, and I just don't trust it right now. I guess I really don't trust Stan Bowman, actually, I'll be honest. So anywho, move on to the defense. Jackson Lacombe, 58 games in 82 games, or 52 points in 82 games. Love to see that from him. A ton of power play minutes as well. And I'm gonna do focus on the power play time right now. You have Jacob Trouba was doing a lot of power play, a little bit match Pavel Michikov, and of course John Carlson took over a lot of power play time there too. Playing a ton of minutes. Again, we talked about John Carlson, how great he's been. Trouba's been almost a half point per game player. Michikov, we want to see a step from him, but he's only 22 years old. So, and Gudas and Nielsen, and you have Zellweger, like, they put up some points, but there's not the emphasis on the third pair. So, and Frank Vetrano, only 9 points in 50 games. It's kind of brutal right there. I understand he's 32 years old, but like, you need a little bit more out of this guy. Like, he's a leader in this case. He had 45 points last season, 60 points the season that, and now you're down to 9, and you got a raise. Don't love that, bud. And so the defense is decent. I mean, again, Jackson Lacombe is looking phenomenal. It was a great pickup. Not a great pickup. I think he was drafted by them too. He was a second round pick back in 2019. So he's got an 8-year contract. He's made $9 million next year, which is crazy to think about. But again, that's the price you're getting for a good defenseman now. But there's some good pieces. I think that John Carlson was a great pickup as well. I think that really solidified too. You were really young when it came to defense. Overall, like, you had Michikov 22, Lacombe was 25, like Helson 25, Owen Zellweger 22. Like, you need a little more like stability there, and a guy who's been there before. And John Carlson absolutely has been a Stanley Cup winner back in 2018, 2018, because St. Louis Blues won in 2019. Yep, so 2018. Okay, you like the pedigree there. You might be able to re-sign him, which would be really cool. Or maybe Washington goes crazy and they say, come on back, John, which would be hilarious. He's traded first round pick plus for him, and then he walks. So maybe he likes the Sun, though. Going on to the defense. Who are you emphasizing? My apologies. And Bouchard had a great year this year. 95 points in 82 games as a defenseman. I think he led defenseman in points, actually. And crazy over a point per game, playing 24 minutes a game. He does play all the power play. He also plays a lot of shorthanded too. A lot of penalty kill too. So, I mean, there's definitely some defensive laps there, but he puts up a ton of points. 20 goal scorer. Love to see that. Yeah, Matthias Ekholm. Great. I mean, again, he's been a killer for them. 41 points in 82 games, half point per game player. Again, not the emphasis there. He plays a ton of shorthanded time as well. And then you kind of Darnell Nurse, brutal contract, 24 points in 82 games. Doesn't even play power play. He does play shorthanded. That's good. Connor Murphy just stacking at the time, shorthanded. Wallman plays shorthanded as well. Little power play time. And Ty Emerson is more on the penalty kill as well. So that's your youth there. Going kind of their extras and everything. You have the Spencer Stasnys, which is fine. Like he's getting like 15 minutes a night. He plays a lot of looks like he doesn't even play power play. No, doesn't play a ton of, plays more shorthanded. Again, you don't really need, you need these guys for the defense that they bring. I don't like either of these defenses really. Like, again, I guess we're gonna have to go with Evan Bouchard because it's similar to the McDavid factor. Like, you take who is the best player on each one, and it's Evan Bouchard is better than any defenseman on the Ducks. He just is. Like, better than Jackson Lacombe. Like, I think he has more points. If you combine Jackson Lacombe and Jacob Trouba, Evan Bouchard still has more points than them. Like, more than your top pair. So just to give you an idea of like how good he was, like that's how good he was. So, I guess I got to go with Edmonton as well when it came to this, but not enthusiastic about it, which is crazy to think of. So, we're gonna go to the goaltending as well. The starting goalies we found out are going to be Dostal, which is not surprising for the Ducks. But I did go on the rant about the Edmonton Oilers, and they're like, oh, they made this trade for Tristan Jarry. They also had Calvin Pickard as well. Like, okay, cool. Who are you going to start in the playoffs? Connor Ingram, who actually had the best numbers of them all. 899 save percentage, which is right about average. Average is about 900 right now, so he's just like a tidge below the average, and he only 2.6 goals against average. So he's only letting about 2.5 goals a game, which is pretty good for the Oilers. Meaning that, Pickard was letting in a whole extra goal per game that he played, and Jarry was letting over a goal per game. He was like, so every 2 games that Jarry played, he let in an extra goal in comparison to Ingram. So they're starting Ingram, the guy they got for future considerations, and told Utah to retain on so that you could take him. And he went through waivers. Just to show you that this is it's crazy that you're going to start this guy and you made the moves and you traded Skinner, and Skinner's still in the playoffs with the Penguins, and you trade for Jarry and you're not even starting him. And don't worry, he's going to be gone at the end of the year. No, he's not. You have him for this year and next year. I think you have him for 2 years, actually. Let's see. Wait. You might have him for 2 years after this. Nope. Yeah, you have him for until 27-28. So 26, 27, 20, yeah, you have him for 2 more years after this. Good luck, guys. Like, holy smokes. And you paid for this guy. Ugh. Okay, so anyways, you know what's crazy is I actually like Dostal better. Like, Dostal, he's a better goalie. He had a phenomenal, last season, he killed it. He tore it up. He just got a new contract. Yeah, he got a new contract. So last year, he played 54 games. Like, at first, he played 44 games the year before that. 54 games last year, 56 this year. Similar goals against average. And, the Ducks are not good, though. And a better save percentage. We had 14 last year, had 14 goals saved above expected. This year he saved 14 more goals than he should have. This year, he let 3 more goals in than he should have saved. And so then you go to, and this is the crazy part, you go to the Edmonton Oilers. You go to, okay, like, well, how is Jari? Well, he let in 2 goals more than he should have. How's Pickard? He let in 6.5 more goals than he should have. And even Ingram let 3.5 more goals than he should have. So you're like, okay, I guess, but the save percentage and goals against average was better for Ingram. And so, crazy enough, I think, and I really like Ingram, and I really like him. I gotta go with Dostal. Like, Dostal is the better goalie. I think he can pull it out more. He's younger. He's 25. I thought he was younger than that even. Ingram is 29, I think. 29. Does Dostal even have the size? He's 6'2", Ingram 6'1". Like, so it's not like he's a huge size difference. Like, they're the same. Or, well, Dostal's a lot smaller. He's only got 190 pounds. Ingram's 218. So, Dostal can move a little quicker, but I don't know, man. Like, I guess I'm gonna go with Dostal. Like, he's overall been the better goalie. He's shown more consistency. But he is your guy. Like, he is the guy. Like, you can't rely on Husso. You can't rely on Mrazek. And Ingram, there's shown potential, but it's, he's gone through waivers. He's had some struggles and everything. You can't go, like, you can't go to Jari. You're not gonna go to Pickard. So I guess I'm gonna go Dostal on this one. I'm not happy about it. I don't know if you should be. So, I'm gonna go over some quick stats as well, and then we'll wrap the video up. Ducks are 23rd in power play. Edmonton's first. So if Anaheim gets a penalty, that's tough, because also their penalty kill is 27th. But Edmonton is 20th, so not a great penalty kill as well. But again, we know Edmonton is basically a guarantee. They have over a 30% chance of scoring on the power play. That is crazy. Goaltending, save percentage is bad for both of them. They tied for 29th in the NHL. And their goals against, they were letting Anaheim the 29th most goals and Edmonton the 25th most goals. Goaltending is not a specialty for either of these teams. But the crazy thing is they both shoot a ton on the team, on the goalies. Anaheim's third with the most shots. Edmonton is fourth. So again, these goals can get peppered. I hope take the over in this case. Take the over, because these guys are shooting a ton and the goaltending is garbage on both sides. Dostal has potential. I like Dostal, but again, there's a little bit of concern there this year. Maybe it's the team, the way that they were surrounded with the team is pretty young. Again, it's exciting. It's exciting that Anaheim's in the playoffs, and they need a little bit of maneuvering. There's some guys are going to be great. Leo Carlson's going to be amazing. There's some really great potential here. So Cutter Gauthier, I didn't even go over Cutter Gauthier. I think he scored 40 goals. Yeah, Cutter Gauthier scored 41 goals in his 3rd season in the NHL. Like, I think it's his 2nd full season. Let's see. I think it's his second full season in the NHL. Scores, like, that's crazy. That's nuts. So, finishing off, shots against. Edmonton allows the 9th least amount of shots. Anaheim's 20th. So Anaheim does a little more, or Edmonton does a little more blocking. And this is the most important one, and maybe not for this one, because power plays do kind of dry up in the playoffs. But I've been seeing in these last couple of games that they've been allowing a lot more penalties, which is surprising. Maybe because it's just early in the series and early in the playoffs, they're trying to set a precedent. But I emphasize more on 5-on-5 goals, because those are the ones that you need to be able to score on. Edmonton scored the 11th most, and Anaheim only scored 4 less than them. So like Edmonton scored 175, Anaheim scored 171. So they're very close in 5-on-5 goals, and they both let in a ton of 5-on-5 goals. 88, or Edmonton was 27th, Anaheim was 29th, and let in the most 5-on-5 goals. Take the over on shots, take the over on goals. Like, this is going to be a train wreck, and I'm ready for it. I'm so excited for it. So anyways, hit like, subscribe. I love you guys so much. This is going to be a great, I can't wait I'm going to go turn it on. I'm actually going to finish up the Philadelphia Pittsburgh game. This is going to be a great series. I'm so excited. Let me know what your thoughts are. Hit subscribe, and love you. Bye.